Hello, and you are now tuned in to the only universe mode that matters. I am Christian.
And I'm Jesse.
And here we are, back with a Zoom show. In this case, we're doing the post-show. I'm getting pretty good at my little setup with the lighting, and then we got Jesse's camera angle that is just wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, hey, nice purple room, man. I actually did clean up my room a little bit today. I mean, it's on the opposite side of the camera, but hey, keeping busy on my off days. Holidays are, one holiday's at least over. So I'm in the Christmas mood now, man. This is like my favorite time of the year. Honestly, like right before Christmas, right before the end of the year. Hopefully hopefully next year is obviously way better than this year. But I'm in a good mood, honestly, because now that Christmas is on its way, I think this is like definitely my favorite time of the year for sure.
Well, glad to hear, but nobody asked, because today we are talking about the Summerslam pay-per-view that we just threw for everybody, a 3-episode special, and it was pretty special indeed. I mean, 11 matches, excuse me, I was wrong. 11-match show. It was pretty damn entertaining. A few surprises, but a few also good outcomes as well that we weren't really surprised for. But let's kick it off with how we kicked off the show. Let's talk a little bit about the matches, but more so the results. And let's kick it off with the Internet Championship ladder match that featured Kurt Angle, Killian Dane. Who else did it feature on your side? I'm drawing blanks right now. Killian Dane.
Mark Henry, Cesaro.
Mark Henry with the other two. Cesaro.
You said Kurt Angle, right?
Then I had Phoenix and Big E on my side. Yes, I said Kurt Angle. I already drew blanks on your folks because they were pretty gonna be real. They were pretty unmemorable from what I remember.
Well, honestly, the winner was obviously part of my my brand, the legend Kurt Angle. This matchup was honestly pretty crazy. I'm honestly surprised. Like looking back on it, you picked Phoenix because everyone else in that match was like very like large monsters, like Killian Dane, Mark Henry. Cesaro's a big, strong dude. Kurt Angle, a big E. So I feel like you were in a disadvantage. But I mean, hey, it worked out for me, and Kurt Angle took home that Internet Championship, so it worked out.
Yeah, man. And can Kurt Angle do what Elias just did and defend it 4 times? We will find out. And I'm not too pressed that I didn't win. It was a pretty damn fun match. I'm more so sad that the result happened how it happened, where it seemed like everybody in the ring just stopped and watched Kurt Angle, and they're like, "Oh, wow, that's what he looks like from here." Yeah,
for real. Because I think you were down, and I was going up to the top of the ladder. I was getting a few notches off the circle thing, whatever you want to call it, where you unlock the notches for the championship or the briefcase or whatever's up there. But literally, Cesaro was looking at me. I think Killian Dane, Mark Henry. Literally everyone just watched Kurt Angle just take home the Internet Championship for basically free.
Yeah. So I'm going to be sure to take it off of Kurt Angle very, very soon, as I have him, and I already announced it at SummerSlam. He will be going up against Chad Gable in the first match you see when we come back on Monday, depending on when you're watching. I don't know what Monday you're at, but, the next Monday as we drop this on a Thursday. But our second match of the night was our first monster versus monster match, but this one was more so monster versus machine, where Braun Strowman took on Brian Cage. And honestly, Braun Strowman looked like he was just in a whole different weight class, even though they are in a similar weight class. I'm not going to say they're the same weight. Braun Strowman is a Goliath of a man. But the whole story of this match, it felt like, was Brian Cage wasn't able to really unlock any of his arsenal because he couldn't pick Braun up. He had to use a lot of grounded moves, DDTs instead of suplexes, and all these type of things, non-lift moves, until the final moment when Braun Strowman went up top rope. I don't think this has ever happened before, because Braun Strowman got caught he got caught in a finisher. It ended up being similar to what Ryback used to do. I forgot what Ryback's finisher was called. Rybaxel? No, that was the tag team with Curtis Axel. I
couldn't remember honestly what his finisher was, but Ryback was a monster of his own. honestly. But yeah, man. Brian Cage, the Machine. Honestly, like this version of Braun Strowman, like at a big pay-per-view in SummerSlam, I felt like he performed like the 2017 Braun Strowman,
Yep.
where he should have been world champion, where he should have beaten guys like Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Samoa Joe, and should have been on top of WWE, honestly, because the guy was just so huge back then, and honestly, he looked amazing in this matchup. He earned his opportunity by, I believe, beating Samoa Joe and Matt Riddle in a
Yep.
triple threat match.
No, Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle.
Oh, okay, Drew McIntyre. But he also did beat Samoa Joe in this season, so he had 2 victories going into his SummerSlam match, but just slipped up right at the end, and Braun Strowman got caught by Brian Cage. The only time Brian Cage was able to pick up Braun Strowman was right at the end. He caught the finisher and pinned Braun Strowman in the middle of the ring, and the Machine, I feel like, got the biggest victory of this season so far, especially on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. His biggest victory for sure, at least. And both of these members will be in the King of the Ring bracket, which we will actually have a whole breakdown episode or show as the next drop. So stay tuned for that one as we get into the King of the Ring season. But yeah, great match. Great way to end the match as well. The next match, though, Rhea Ripley versus AJ Lee. You're SmackDown. Tell me a little more about this one.
AJ Lee, basically, she's been kind of a letdown, honestly, until now that the SummerSlam match is over, she's been a real big letdown. I feel like the last 2 seasons, my first overall picks have not went my way. Tommaso Ciampa, obviously, in season 1, got traded to your brand and became a champion, and he's defended it one time over on Monday Night Raw. So maybe Tommaso Ciampa being on your roster is a better fit, but this season, AJ Lee was my first overall pick. I know it shocked a lot of people, but storyline-wise, I have a lot for her. I still have a lot for her this season. Her only 2 victories are by roll-up. Rolled up Mandy Rose in the Queen of the Ring tournament, made Mandy Rose look like a star in the process. AJ Lee also rolled up Kairi Sane and also beat 3 other women. She was in that Fatal 5-Way elimination match where the table was lit on fire by Kairi Sane in that dope moment. But AJ Lee, she got rolled up herself by Rhea Ripley. It was actually a really good match. I honestly feel like it was definitely one of the better matchups or the matches of part 1.
It was.
AJ Lee, obviously a more credible name for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley beating one of the most famous ladies to have that Divas Championship, and I feel like AJ Lee is one of the best wrestlers in the modern era. So to have Rhea Ripley beat AJ Lee, who is way more credible than Mandy Rose, and defend that title for the 3rd time. Rhea Ripley, even though it was by roll-up, hey, that's how the story goes, right? Rhea Ripley defends the championship again, and she beat AJ Lee, and I wonder what's next for her. Obviously, she will not be at Cyber Sunday, but hey, Clash of Champions is right around the corner. Survivor Series, it's going to be real interesting for the Nightmare Rhea Ripley in the future.
I can tell you what I want to be next for Rhea Ripley, and that's Kairi Sane. I think that's the matchup waiting on the wings, and I think Kairi might go from the Raw Women's Champion to SmackDown. Well, what do you mean? Did you see her in that Fatal 5-Way, was it, or Fatal 4-Way?
Yeah, it was a Fatal 5-Way.
She was looking great, and she never got to put out the fire.
It's possible. I mean, that was the only matchup we've seen her on SmackDown. Maybe I want to give her a big win, maybe before a championship opportunity, because she was in so many championship opportunities this season already.
I'm just
and
saying,
she was in
Kairi.
Yeah, she was in already so many great moments with obviously the Io, Asuka, and Kairi Sane rivalry dating back to season 1. So we'll see what's next for Kairi Sane. I don't know an idea for who could be next for Rhea Ripley after SummerSlam, but hey, Clash of Champions, obviously where our champions go head to head. Rhea Ripley versus Asuka, that's a crazy matchup. Obviously, if Asuka has the championship by then, and who knows who could be after Rhea Ripley come Survivor Series, possibly. We'll see.
I want to know who's next for the tag team division in the women's scene, because we also had to main event episode, well, part 1, I should say, episode 39, I believe. We had BWA, Ronda Rousey. Hey, excuse me. Long day. Shayna Baszler against Hug and Boss Connection, or is it Boston Hug Connection? I always screw it up.
Either or. I mean, I haven't really figured out like the real name either, but Boston Hug Connection, Hug and Boss Connection really doesn't matter. But obviously, two of the four horsewomen, Sasha and Bayley. This was a WrestleMania match that me and Christian wanted to have dating back to season 1. But Team Denim, Dakota Kai, and Candice LeRae, when they were a thing, kind of screwed that all up for BWA and kind of pushed it back. It was at a SummerSlam. It was at one of the biggest pay-per-views, BWA versus Sasha and Bayley. It was actually a one-sided matchup until Sasha Banks got tagged in, and Sasha Banks was going to town on Ronda Rousey. She was going to town on Shayna Baszler.
I think she might have heard all the rumors of Bayley being the top dog and wasn't too keen to it.
Yeah, and Shayna Baszler was tired on the side of the ring. I think Sasha Banks tagged in Bayley at that moment, hit Shayna Baszler off the ropes, having Shayna Baszler not able to break up the Bayley to belly to Bayley, or Bayley to belly, whatever the correct name of the finisher is. It's either or. And Bayley pinned Ronda Rousey middle of the ring and defended the championships for the second time this season. So I don't know who's next for them, because I have to figure out some type of team for Hug and Boss Connection, because now that Christian got the opportunity on Monday Night Raw, I'm going to have to figure out who could possibly go against Sasha and Bayley in the future.
I think you're going to have to start making tag teams. I got a few tag teams.
I think I know who could be next for them, to be honest.
Wait till I get you know what? I don't know how many people are going to be watching this, so I'll just say it. Wait till I get Beauty and the Beast going.
Obviously I know who that is, but hey, maybe I put Lita and Trish together. I know you did that.
I want to hear the conspiracies down below. Who made Beauty and the Beast be? But
I'd have to look at the rest of my roster who I could make a tag team, possibly. But maybe Lita and Trish could be next for Sasha and Bayley. That's a great matchup. Two Attitude Era girls going against the two out of the four horsewomen now. That could be actually a really crazy matchup. I don't think we ever saw it in universe mode, so maybe that could be a future matchup for Boston Hug Connection down the line for the tag team titles, of course. So
it could be, and this was when we saw the first championship retained today. We had other pay-per-views where all the champions retained. Will this be a night like those? Well, we'll talk about that in a bit. Next one to kick off the part 2, which was episode 40, is Keith Lee and Kevin Owens in a cage match. No Undisputed Era interference. In general, I'm not the biggest guy with cage matches. I did like the concept, trying to keep Undisputed out. But ultimately, that ruined Keith Lee as he had the chance to climb out, and then he climbed back in, trying to keep Kevin Owens down. He didn't want Kevin Owens up as he's climbing out. He wanted him on the ground. It didn't work.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because Keith Lee had the opportunity, obviously, to win the match. The stipulation he actually chose as well by beating Mark Henry, the guy Kevin Owens decided to have go against on a Friday Night SmackDown. If Keith Lee would have beaten, or if Mark Henry would have beaten Keith Lee on the Friday Night SmackDown, Kevin Owens would have chose the stipulation, which could have been different. Maybe Undisputed Era could have been ringside, but hey, it didn't even matter because Kevin Owens won the match. He hit the pop-up powerbomb, climbed up over the cage, and hit his 2 feet on the ground first. Whoever escapes the cage or wins by pinfall or escapes from the door was going to win that matchup. Didn't need Undisputed Era, and by the time Kevin Owens was already on the ground and the match was over, Keith Lee, I believe, was still down in the corner of the ring. So Kevin Owens and Keith Lee, I think that little rivalry is now done. Kevin Owens got his wish. He's kind of screwed Keith Lee out of a United States Championship opportunity. Adam Cole is still the United States Champion. Kevin Owens joining Undisputed Era, gets a big win, and I think the rest of Undisputed Era is taking Kevin Owens into open arms now. So we're going to have to wait and see what's next for Kevin Owens. He's actually in the King of the Ring tournament, so I can't wait to see what's next for him. Big win over Keith Lee.
No Keith Lee in the King of the Ring tournament?
No, he's honestly been a really disappointment this season. It's sad to say. It's sad to see because I drafted both of these gentlemen for the reason that's what's happening now.
That's a
I wanted to
lie.
see.
That's a lie. You never
Well,
wanted to
no,
put
I
Kevin
wanted to
Owens on
see.
Undisputed Era. It only happened because of Roderick Strong. And
That's true.
that's the crazy part. I feel like you grabbed them so you can push Keith because you're a big Keith fan. And it ended up being you're pushing Kevin to the moon. And I love it, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel bad for Keith Lee. Don't get me wrong, because I'm such a big fan of him. But hey, not everyone could win. You know what I mean? Not everyone could be the WWE champion. Not everyone could be getting a strong push. Maybe it's just not Keith Lee's season. He had a great season with Kevin Owens last season. So maybe he's on the back burner this season. It's a shame. Yes, I agree. But hey, whatever's goes, and whoever wins. So you
Well,
can't help it.
somebody who's on the front burner this season is Candice LeRae. And Dakota Kai had some problems. Although they were a former tag team, they were a tag team. It seemed like she didn't have much love for Candice as soon as she realized Candice was on that front burner and was all for what seemed to be herself. And when teams came, that's when, oh, yeah, I might have a championship opportunity. So Candice joined the winning side in Dakota. Anyways, point B, they had a match at SummerSlam. This was a fun match. This was a pretty cool match. And Candice, man, she keeps on doing what she does. Dakota Kai, I was for sure was going to kick her ass and take names. But instead, Candice LeRae, another win, attacking Raquel Gonzalez ringside of Dakota afterwards. This isn't done. But for now, Candice gets the first laugh. I just don't know if it's going to be the last laugh.
Yeah, honestly, man, I feel like Candice LeRae is that lady next in line. Honestly, I feel like if she gets another victory over Dakota Kai, since that rivalry will continue after what she did to Raquel Gonzalez after the matchup where she beat Dakota Kai on the big stage at SummerSlam. She has victories over Sister Abigail, who we haven't seen since. She's beating people like Dakota Kai now. Hey, these are great wins for a possible championship opportunity against Asuka, which is a crazy matchup to see. It could be real interesting for Candice LeRae and obviously her husband now, since he's the champion. We'll get obviously into that later. But hey, we could see LeRae and Gargano both have the titles again. We've seen it in 2K19, obviously a few seasons ago. But hey, man, Candice LeRae, if she beats Dakota Kai again, maybe she beats another lady or so, she could have a dance with Asuka down the line. So you never know.
You just actually gave me an idea. I'm not gonna lie. So be on the lookout for that. Just got to remember it. Hopefully I do. Match after that was Brock Lesnar, the Paul Heyman guy. At least I thought so. Versus Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
This
Paul
matchup, guy.
This matchup, man, was actually pretty fun. I actually really loved this match. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, known to never have a match in WWE. I wanted to put them on the big stage. Brock Lesnar came out with the Paul Heyman Beast gear on, the hoodie, kind of like the gear he would wear like to a walkout of a UFC event. Seemed ready. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania when he beat Matt Riddle on season 1 in that cage match in like a UFC's type of atmosphere. But Brock Lesnar obviously coming off the win from Riddle. He seemed ready. He seemed focused. Paul Heyman was talking him up, obviously, previously on Friday Night SmackDown, his big return on SummerSlam. And Brock kind of got surprised by Paul Heyman and Bobby Lashley. Paul Heyman coming down to the ring with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley and Paul Heyman having ties to ECW. Bobby Lashley was ECW champion. Paul Heyman was obviously the creative dude for ECW back in the day, so maybe that was ties to that. But hey, it worked for Bobby Lashley because he got his biggest victory of his career by far, him beating the Beast in Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He had Paul Heyman, the guy who knows Brock Lesnar inside and out like a book, kind of told Bobby Lashley during the match and probably previously before the match, like, hey, this is what you need to beat Brock Lesnar. He got Brock Lesnar extremely hurt, powerbombed him through the table outside, speared him through the ringside barricade. This match was actually pretty damn fun. It was the second Monster versus Monster matchup. And Bobby Lashley hit a few spears on the inside of the ring too and pinned Brock Lesnar. And it was kind of strange. Brock Lesnar actually appreciated Bobby Lashley, I feel, after that match, because they shook hands, and Bobby Lashley was ecstatic. He got his respect from Brock Lesnar, beating the Beast at SummerSlam, and it was a great match.
The question is, do they meet again in any type of terms? Just sharing the screen together ever again, whether it's against each other or with each other? Because are they both under the tutelage of Paul Heyman, or is it a wait and see game?
I would say so, because obviously Brock Lesnar has such a strong connection with Paul Heyman over the years, and now I feel like Paul Heyman is just extending his services. I feel like that's a great look for Bobby Lashley, and I feel like it's a great look for Paul Heyman, because if he can put out his services to other superstars to get a push like a Brock Lesnar has, or a CM Punk when CM Punk was a Paul Heyman guy, or a Roman Reigns, like how he's a Paul Heyman guy now. Look at how great those guys' superstars' careers were when they were champions for over 300 days, how many titles they had, how many main events they've main evented pay-per-views. I feel like Bobby Lashley beating Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, this could really push his career to maybe a main event push, or maybe one in the King of the Ring tournament, because he is actually in the King of the Ring tournament. So this could be really good for Bobby Lashley's career. So we'll see.
We will. Well, you mentioned main event. You also mentioned King, and the main event from part 2 had both of those. It was the Cruiserweight Championship match. It was the main event. It was Pac, formerly known as Neville, competing for the second time against Ricochet, the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion, King Ricochet to be exact, the guy who had one of the most impressive resumes of all of 2019-2020. And this year, some may say he's having a down year. I would just say the competition is steeper than ever. I mean, it's like, listen, regular season wins are awesome. You win a playoff series, that's awesome too. But once you start going to the conference finals, the NBA finals, you're not facing those Washington Wizards, those Charlotte Hornets. You're going up against the best of the best, the cream of the crop, day in and day out. So your record maybe was, 75% during the regular season. Then come postseason, you got to be content with 500, because 500 gets you the win at the end of the day. And right now, Ricochet's batting just about 500, but now he's facing the Aleister Blacks, the Pacs, the Brian Cages, you know what I mean? It's going to be tough competition in Ricochet's way, and it's all about how you approach it, how you handle it. And he's handled it like a champ, because he is a champ. But once all the weapons were brought out, whether it was ladders or tables or chairs, Ricochet finally, I was going to say defeated, but I'm going to say was submitted, because he tapped out to the, why can't I think of the name right now?
Oh, my Vice Lock?
No. The
Rings of Saturn.
Rings of Saturn. Thank you.
Vice Lock. I don't know where that came out of.
Thinking of rings. I don't know how I couldn't think of rings. I'm a Lakers fan, and that's kind of what we do for a living. But it's neither here or the point. Here or there. But yeah. So the Rings of Saturn ended up tapping out Ricochet, but Pac was just super resilient. He hung in there. This was like a 25-plus minute match. I would probably say match of the night. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so, to be honest. Because honestly, even though I really liked that Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley match, I feel like this matchup had a lot on the line. Obviously, the King of the Cruiserweights, formerly known to be Ricochet. Well, I think he still is the King of the Cruiserweights, because he had that title for a whole year in our universe mode, longer than 322 days, specifically, obviously, the way we do our builds. But, hey, man, this man had that Cruiserweight Championship for the longest in WWE history. He was the King of the Ring winner last year, literally the King of the Cruiserweights. And he lost to the former King of the Cruiserweights in Neville or Pac before, obviously, Ricochet even got into WWE, because Ricochet was still in the indie scene when Neville was in WWE before he departed to AEW.
Yeah, I'm really glad that, as great as Ricochet is, as much as I like him, he had to be dethroned eventually.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
At the end of the day, he still is king. He's King Ricochet. He will remain that, but maybe not for much longer, because we do have a King of the Ring tournament coming up. Like I said, we will be breaking down the bracket in the next show. But yeah, so with that said, there's going to be a 32-man tournament, and the winner takes on Ricochet for that crown. At least as of right now, we have Cyber Sunday coming up, and the audience, you guys watching, get to pick the stipulations. Because I like you guys. I'll drop you some of those stipulations, right? I should have it right here. Just getting it ready. The stipulation,
in that little book.
The stipulation for the Ricochet Pac 3 match, this is going to be a Battle of the Ages, is, and you guys get the options to choose. So it's all up to you. We have 4 options. We have a ladder match. Who doesn't love a ladder match, right? 2 out of 3 falls. This would be the third match. It's a premise that makes sense. A Iron Man match. This is a really intriguing one. Probably the one I'm looking forward to the most if we can make it happen. Or, not only will the title be on the line, but Ricochet's crown will be on the line as well. 4 options for the fans to choose. We will get these polls running very, very soon as we get the batch of episodes uploaded. So be on the lookout for that. Turn the notifications on, check the community post and whatnot. But yeah, man, it's going to be fun. It is going to be real, and it might get all downhill for Ricochet. We saw it all go downhill for Kofi Kingston. Will we see the same thing happen to Ricochet? I hope not.
I hope not either, because right behind Aleister Black, Ricochet was that number 2 guy in that men's power rankings on Monday Night Raw and in general. Hey, he could have won Superstar of the Year if he would have beat Aleister Black at WrestleMania. For God's sakes, hey, they were a WrestleMania main event last season for us in this game. So I love Ricochet. He's super athletic. I feel like his character is definitely there now that he is the king of the ring. Hey, maybe they do that for him in real life. I'd highly doubt it. But I feel like a character change for Ricochet in real life could really push him to maybe be in the mid-card or something, because they don't do anything with him now. I'm glad. Obviously, he is something in this universe. He was the longest Cruiserweight champion, former WWE champion, king of the ring. This guy has proved a lot, and I think, honestly, I feel like he could get that Cruiserweight championship back come Cyber Sunday. But obviously, with the stipulations on the line, who knows? Because some of those I feel like favor Pac, because the first matchup, it was just a regular one-on-one. Extreme Rules, Pac won it, so I feel like that favored Pac because Pac was the one to attack Ricochet and get Ricochet's attention. So it ended up working out for him. But honestly, the stipulation is up in the air for the fans to vote on. And it all depends on the fans, because it'll obviously either help Pac retain or Ricochet get back once what was his in that Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to find out within these next few weeks. Will Ricochet get his title back, or will the reign of Ricochet come to a full halt, a full stop? But maybe he goes on and faces Ciampa, or maybe he goes on and faces Johnny Gargano for the I just spoiled the next event, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's spoil it, the other tournament we just finished, actually at SummerSlam, the Dusty Rhodes Classic, when we had Bloodline, a.k.a. Usos, go up against Dreams and Nightmares, a.k.a. Velveteen Dream, and Cody Rhodes. I'm going to be honest, this match was a little sloppy to the end of a great tournament.
Yeah, the way the game was playing kind of let me down. The tournament we had, I feel like this Dusty Rhodes Classic was my favorite tournament thus far. Obviously, we have the King of the Ring tournament next, and possibly a Cruiserweight tournament to maybe crown possibly a new champion, depending on if Ricochet or Pac win at Cyber Sunday. Maybe we do a mixed gender tag team tournament. Who knows? Those tournaments are up in the air right now. We don't know what we're going to do, because this King of the Ring tournament is going to take probably the span of 2 or 3 pay-per-views, since it's such a big tournament.
Yeah,
but we're gonna see, man. Obviously, with whoever votes for the stipulations for what happens with Pac and Ricochet. But
talk about this match though, Jesse. What are we talking about? The who won?
Bloodline and Usos, or Bloodline and Dreams and Nightmares. This match, the matchup was actually great on paper. but I feel like the match could have definitely delivered a little bit more. But hey, we can't complain. Obviously, we play through the glitches and how the game is. Obviously, this game still has its problems, and it still has its not even perks is the correct word I want to use because how bad the game plays. But hey, honestly, Dreams and Nightmares, they beat guys like Brothers of Destruction. They beat the Club. They beat the former number one contenders, Viking Raiders. Dreams and Nightmares, I feel like they definitely deserved this victory because it's a Dusty Rhodes Classic and Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' son, was in it. So I feel like it fit the story. It felt right. You know what I mean? Obviously, I would love Bloodline to win it and me win a tournament. But my guys already got a championship opportunity come Cyber Sunday, and now Dreams and Nightmares. So it worked out for both of us. So
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
I like the full circle with Cody Rhodes winning, and I really like that Velveteen Dream. If you didn't want to call any of his moments so far a moment, this was that for him. And I'm super glad he got that victory. But it's not over for them just yet. They are Dusty Rhodes Classic winners. Yep, they are across brands, I would say the baddest tag team, except there's another tag team on Raw, and that is the champions, Mustache Mountain, who, with this victory, have now given a shot, given Dreams and Nightmares a shot at their titles, and that will also be at Cyber Sunday. I already got all my matches planned, so you know what? I will go off of those stipulations as well. And those stipulations are Falls Count Anywhere, a regular 2-on-2, an elimination match, or tornado tag. 4 stipulations for this match. I'm probably leaning more towards a Falls Count Anywhere. I think that'll be fun. Elimination matches sometimes get impossible, but hey, nothing's ever really impossible. Tornado tags are always a blast as well. Regular 2-on-2, hey, that's when you really see who's the better tag team. So it's a matter of what the fans want to see, and you guys will once again get to vote for that in about a week or 2 possibly. But let's get into the co-main event of the day, where Aleister Black went to defend his Universal Championship against Johnny Gargano. And once again, a year after, at SummerSlam last year, we saw Johnny Gargano submit Aleister Black in the middle of the ring as Aleister Black takes one of his only losses of the season. And this year he does it again, takes his only loss of the season, his only loss in the last damn near 280 days to Johnny Gargano. And Johnny Gargano is now new Universal Champion. But goddamn you, Gargano, because Aleister Black came into the match hurt, losing a reversal. He started off with 3 instead of 4, and he still almost won. We know Gargano's a resilient son of a gun, and a hurt Black could not get the job done.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like for the build-up to Cyber Sunday, I feel like you have to maybe give Aleister some time off to heal. Obviously, him being hurt coming into SummerSlam, no one predicted that. Honestly, me and Christian were shocked as all hell when the game loaded up and obviously the bell rang because soon as we saw that Aleister Black was hurt and he only had 3 reversals, I was like 85% sure I could have stolen. But hey, that grounded Black Mask is no joke. His signature high kick is no joke. But hey, Gargano kicked out. I know he had resiliency, used it. I'm pretty sure he hit me with the Black Mass, and I kicked out with no resiliency. So Gargano fought like we've seen him do through his career in NXT against Andrade in Philadelphia, against Adam Cole in Brooklyn. We were there live. But hey, this was a different ball game. He beat Aleister Black twice in 1 year, technically. Crazy.
Yeah, let's
absolutely crazy.
Talk about the next match before I lose my mind. But with that being said, I will get it back. I will get that championship back, Gargano. And I promise that. And I'm so confident that we also have some stipulations for that at Cyber Sunday. Those stipulations are, at least the ones I got so far, I only got them if Black loses. I want to have 2 more stipulations in case Gargano loses, and that's where you guys come through. So if Aleister Black, and this is, options for the fans to choose. If Aleister Black loses, he either
It's hard for you to say. I'm just looking at it.
he either leaves Monday Night Raw or never competes for the Universal Championship again for the season.
That's crazy. Honestly, I feel like not a lot of people will vote for that stipulation because obviously I feel like a lot of people like what you have done with Aleister Black on your roster and how you book him. I feel like a lot of people will vote for if he loses, I don't think he deserves to be the main champion on your show, which honestly, I feel like it hurts Aleister Black for sure. I mean, but look what the dude has done. Seriously, he's beaten Brock Lesnar, beaten Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, Ricochet. Like, this dude had a crazy reign, was Superstar of the Year of Season 1 of 2K20 for our game. But, hey, if he's never going to fight for that Universal Championship for the rest of the season, him and Ciampa for that Intercontinental Championship would be insane.
Blackheart versus Black. Him and Ciampa. Imagine Aleister Black finding a tag team partner somewhere. Imagine Aleister Black just being able to freelance and go into whatever feud he wants to go to without putting so much on the line every time.
Yeah.
He gets to choose his opponents for the first time. He can have a fun solo run without being handcuffed to the belt, because that's what sometimes the belt is. It's like a handcuff. You don't get to see certain matches because, you know what I mean? Certain people don't cross the divisions. I would love to see Aleister Black versus Tyler Bate. Aleister Black versus Braun Strowman, Cage. The matter of fact is, if he holds the championship, there's only so much matchups you can do over that time. He probably, in the season, there's probably like 4 or 5 more defenses left already, if that many. So it will get interesting. It will get fun. But like I said, I will be back. And back on top. So the final match of the host show, and this one I came out with a vengeance because I was kind of tight. Kind of means a lot. So I destroyed John Morrison using Roman Reigns in 5 minutes because there's levels to this. And I was caught on this level with Aleister Black, but they pushed me down because the game didn't want me to win. It's called being held back by the system, which is why I want a PS5. Down the point. I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one. But this match right here, I proved that Roman Reigns is not only a level above John Morrison, but a level above everybody on SmackDown. And I will get him at Clash of Champions and use Aleister Black, and I will tear down the so-called King of SmackDown, the so-called leader of Bloodline. That's going to be done. He is going to be sitting in his own puddle of blood when Aleister Black masses him. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times, when I put the dog down and I treat him like when your 13-year-old dog gets hit by a car and he can't do it no more. Sorry if I tugged on a few heartstrings, guys, but this dog is dead if I get my guy Black back into action. Talk about
this. Honestly, I'm really curious to see. I'm really curious to see who wins your Universal Championship match at Cyber Sunday, because Gargano versus Roman Reigns is crazy. Aleister Black versus Roman Reigns is crazy. I don't think that matchup ever happened, honestly, ever. Because I had Roman Reigns last year. You had Black. I don't think I ever put Gargano against Roman.
You did not. Either way, we're going to get a great match. Granted, Roman Reigns, depending on what happens, Elias has a championship shot waiting in the looms. You know, maybe he sends his little heart out and just procrastinates, or maybe he uses it next week.
Yeah, you never know. He could use it on a Friday Night SmackDown. He could use it on a pay-per-view. He could wait until WrestleMania, obviously the end of our season, and the end of playing this horrible game. So who knows, though, because Elias just dropped an album. he just cashed in that Internet Championship that Kurt Angle now has. It's going to be crazy for Elias. I don't know if he wants to go against Roman Reigns, but
That's true
maybe he
too.
goes against Adam Cole. I don't know. Who knows?
True as well. True as well. With that being said, guys, that was all of SummerSlam. I hope you guys enjoyed the show for sure because we spent a lot of time. That was like a 5-hour recording for us to do and get
Yeah.
and all that. And then we did the pre-show. Here we are doing the post-show. So overall, it's about 7 hours worth of content for you guys, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. And we did split it up into a few parts, and I hope you guys, at least for the month of December, get used to that because for the month of December, we are trying something new. I don't know if you guys read the title for the last SmackDown Live we had, but it was called I would have to look it up, but it hinted at what I'm doing this coming month, and it was called, I think it's before everything changes. That's what it's called. And everything is going to change come December. You guys will be getting a lot more videos come December, but they will be a lot shorter. A lot by probably like halfway, cut in half. So for the next Raws and SmackDowns of December, which is going to be 3 Raws, 3 SmackDowns, they're going to be same 4 matches apiece. You guys are not losing any content at all. But I am going to split all the videos up into 2. So 2 matches an episode now, 4 matches per show. You guys will be getting, for example, this coming week will be Monday episode of Monday Night Raw with 2 matches on it. Tuesday episode of Monday Night Raw with 2 matches on it. Take a break on Wednesday, then come back on Thursday with 2 matches of SmackDown Live on 1 episode. Come back on Friday with another 2 matches on another episode of SmackDown Live. Same show, though, obviously. So we're doing this for a few different reasons. The main reason is that I want to see how it does for, one, our analytics, see if there's any workaround. It was also a fan-recommended thing. So this is not something that I wasn't going to do this at all.
Yeah, I remember a fan recommended it, yeah.
A fan recommended it to us, and I, for whatever reason, I don't know, we used to do a similar format back then, and it was just too taxing. I was editing too much, and it might be the same thing, but we also changed the formula, and we went from 5 matches to 4 matches. So everything is still being worked out, guys, and we're still as well-oiled of a machine we got. The machine, if we keep doing the same thing, growth will never happen. You cannot get too content in the same consistency. So consistency is a good thing, but at the same time, if you keep just punching in, punching out, punching in, punching out, you're not going to realize that you might have left some hours on the table. Could have got back. So with that being said, we are going to make a few changes, but with that being said, you guys are also not losing any content at all. You guys are going to be getting more content. It's going to be shorter episodes for you. So instead of seeing an hour and 15 minutes and trying to figure out, because I know for me, when I see a video that long on YouTube, and I watch plenty of videos that long, I try to see when I have time to watch the whole thing. And sometimes I'm like, all right, I can't get to it today. I'll get to it tomorrow. And now, you know, a 30, 40-minute episode, you guys are like, oh, I can get that in on my lunch break at work, or I can get that in, you know, before I do homework, or after I do homework, or a quick episode right before I go to bed. You know what I mean? It's going to be a little different, but I hope you guys enjoy it. That is a big announcement, what we're doing. We are also doing a bracket breakdown for the King of the Ring tournament. That's going to be our next show, our next Zoom. We're actually going to record it right now. So be on the lookout for that. A full in-depth bracket breakdown. I know for me personally, I'm going to do my personal winners of each one. And I will basically give out who I think could take it all. I'll do it for Raw. I'll do it for SmackDown. We'll have a nice conversation about it. Probably like a 30-minute show. Just simply like a King of the Ring preview. It's going to be fun. It is going to be awesome. Remember, guys, this is going to be a long, long tournament. I wonder if we should just do a round 1 preview. Or should we go the whole thing? Maybe we should only do round 1. What are you thinking?
I mean, I definitely want to do at least all the round 1 matchups. Yeah, I feel like that could be fine. Because obviously we're not going to know the winners until obviously everyone advances, you know. So
yeah. So yeah, let's do that. We'll do a round 1 preview. When round 2 comes, we'll do a round 2 preview. When round 3 comes, round 3 preview. And it's just again, more content for you guys. I'm really trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to maximize as much content for you guys. In general, that is something. The month of November we just came out of, I dropped some of the most videos I ever dropped before. December, I plan on beating that number by a lot. I have music coming out. I still got my Lakerland videos coming out. I got this coming out. I am doing another series that I will be hopefully recording. I'm supposed to record it tomorrow, but honestly, I feel like crap. I don't think. Hopefully, it's not COVID. I'm joking. But I feel like I'm getting like a cold or something. So I don't know if I'm gonna want to record tomorrow. But I'm gonna be doing another series very, very soon. Another series where you guys can just, once again, you're not losing any content, just gain more. So really just trying to fully commit to YouTube as I have been for the last 2 years, but even go a little bit harder. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed SummerSlam, but I also hope you guys enjoy everything we got coming very, very soon. Jesse, overall, SummerSlam came, SummerSlam went. I know you're excited for Cyber Sunday. I think I am. This might be the most excited I've ever been for a pay-per-view for Cyber Sunday. The match card is solid. I'm not going to act like it's the greatest match card we ever put, because at the end of the day, right now we're focusing on King of the Ring. But the stipulations could get really interesting.
Yeah.
And since you guys are tuning into this, and I know not everybody tunes into the post show, and I get it, I will give out the biggest stipulation for Cyber Sunday. Me and Jesse got 6 matches. Whoever wins the most out of those 6 matches will be given one of these things. It's up to you guys to decide. Whoever wins the pay-per-view will either take a superstar from the other brand who's outside of the top 10 power rankings. So if Black loses, well, he might be gone regardless. Let me use a different reference. If everything, if Black wins or whatever the case may be, Cage might be outside of that top 10. Braun Strowman most likely is going to be outside of that top 10. These people, Jesse might be able to take for free. I haven't seen Seth Rollins and SmackDown Live's top 10 in a long time. I might be able to get the Monday Night Messiah back on Monday Night Raw for free. It can get interesting. I know me and Jesse are going to be competing our asses off come that Sunday. Also, we have a few other ones. 2 other ones. We have the opposing manager controls the other brand's decisions for a month. That is when things...
I like that one the most, to be honest.
I do too.
Because you're going to have to book 2 shows.
Or you.
Yeah.
We're going to have to book 2 shows.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That could be really interesting.
And then the last one is, and this one, I don't know why Jesse even agreed to this, and you guys can maybe think of another one so it can be even, but you guys can vote for this again. CM Punk puts his briefcase on the line. And if I win, that can be against a Raw opponent. So I might be able to get that Money in the Bank briefcase back where it belongs. Back where we actually successfully cash in like Asuka did. Not like when Matt Riddle did it and then held the title for a second, or not when Paige did it and didn't even get the title at all. I'm talking about really, really win. So, come over to Monday Night Raw and find out what happens. That will be coming come Cyber Sunday. You guys will have the full power to vote for that. And we're not going to filter the votes. I'm probably going to, shoot a vote in the community post myself just so I could have some say. But that will be the most say I
me
can
too.
get. Me and Jesse do not have a, overpowering vote. It's not like, I'm worth 33%, you're worth 33%, and then the fans are worth another 33. No, that's not how the math works. You guys are worth the full 100%. You guys control the whole outcome of all these stipulations. So Cyber Sunday, and it's probably going to be like a Cyber Sunday and Cyber Monday, which is kind of cool because that's another sale. So that will be coming very soon. For now, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Please like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe.
Ring the bells, get our new updated videos, and we'll catch you on
the other side of the I'm gonna get my fucking championship back, bitch.
And peace out.
Tell me you don't like this. I put money in your pockets, make them jeans a tight fit. I know I ain't good for you, but we all got vices. I told Shorty keep a distance, cause coronavirus. Ayy, let me stop playing. Why you smiling, smack your grin off with a